To coach skills and fundamentals successfully, you need a systematic approach based in science. And that might sound intimidating talking about biomechanics, but we're going to try and break it down and make it simple for you. I'm Josh, this is Emily. Welcome to Win From Within, the complete coaching guide that softball coaches need to be successful at coaching their team.
So we're going to talk for a minute about skills and fundamentals. And again, if you've been following along with this video series, you know that skills and fundamentals can't be individual from your health and nutrition or from your culture. And so when we talk about skills and fundamentals, the first thing is we have to understand the difference between a technique limitation and a physical limitation. Because in order to optimize our players' performance, how you address those two issues is very different. So if we're having a technique issue, we want to address it with skills and fundamentals. If we're having a physical limitation, we need to address their movement a little bit differently. So diving into skills and fundamentals, the number one most important thing for you as a coach is you have to understand the biomechanics. Biomechanics are the proven science behind how you generate the most power in that movement. And a lot of times biomechanics is tough for people who are out on the field coaching because they don't have time to gather all this information. So what we have in our program is methods to deliver you information on the biomechanics front. That way you as a coach don't have to gather all that information yourself. So the first thing you have to understand is that the biomechanics are proven science. This is how you do this. This is how it's proven that we do this the most powerful because our bodies are machines. But the thing that we have to understand is that not all your kids will have the same swing. Even though the biomechanics to generate the most power is proven or can be proven, your kids won't have the same swing. Why? Because of physical limitations. So we have to keep that in mind. We want to work towards the most biomechanically sound swing and throw and pitch. But we can't force our kids into the most biomechanically sound swing, throw, and pitch until they are physically able to do it. So just to elaborate on this a little bit more, there's these two pictures of this golf swing. And if you look at them, these are both two professional golfers. But if you look at their swings, they're very different. That's because of their physical limitations. But they're both very successful. So we're working towards correct biomechanics, but understand not all your kids are going to be able to perform with the most optimal biomechanics, and your goal as a coach is to help them be successful. So kind of jumping into this topic a little bit more, because we're in COVID season right now, I have this lovely little mask, and let's say we wanted to make this into a slingshot. So Josh is going to hold these little bands. Actually, can I have that marker? So if we wanted to sling this marker, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it back as tough as I can without breaking the strings. And then I'm going to let it go, right? So now I should be able, from a science standpoint, figure out what is the optimal distance that this marker can travel according to how far I pull it back. But let's picture for a second that one of these straps has got a weakness in it. So something's not quite right. We have a limitation in one of these straps. Then I'm not going to be able to pull it back as far because if I do that, this is going to break. So the same thing can happen with your kids. So even though there is a biomechanical approach, we might have a physical limitation that we have to account for to optimize performance. So when you are coaching successful skills, though, there are some key things that are really helpful just in terms of communicating with your girls. Number one, use consistent language. If you're using a lot of variety of language, it creates confusion in the minds of the girls. And this one kind of filters into the next one, but confidence in your understanding of the mechanics. If you are confident in your understanding of the mechanics, a lot of times we use consistent language. But make sure you know what you're talking about and you're consistent in it and you're confident in your approach. The third thing is know what your girls are working on. So we operate in a world where a lot of these girls are going to go to other pitching coaches, other hitting coaches. Know what your girls are working on so that you can tag team with what they're doing and what they're working on and be the most successful that way. The fourth thing, and I see this a lot, is you have to communicate what you want them to do, not what you don't want them to do. So just as an exercise, if I tell Josh, don't think about the color red, that is a very difficult task, right? So what I want to do is I want to gear him into a different task that he can do. Think about the color green. And you'll have a lot more success that way. So anyways, hopefully that's helpful in terms of thinking about skills and fundamentals, thinking about how to coach it, thinking about the biomechanics and understanding the biomechanics a little bit.
Yeah, and if you want our program, if you want all the resources that come with this, we have full resources for how to coach skills and fundamentals, how to do it in this biomechanically based way that makes it simple and easy for you to follow and execute. So if you're interested in that, our program is open for enrollment right now. Go get it, and we hope to see you on the inside. Thanks.